Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to do another rant of the week. But before we get there, a couple updates I want to do for everybody. First off, my for some reason YouTube's not sending me messages whenever I get comments on the videos anymore. So I've been not responding because I'm not getting notifications that I have comments. So I was trying to go through every single video, but in case you guys don't know, I have almost 800 videos. So I've been sticking to the more recent ones, but so if you're commenting on a video that I did a while ago, I'm not seeing it. So so that's the first thing. So it's like, if I haven't been responding, that's why. I'm sorry. I have no real control over that matter. Let's see. Also, I've decided to cancel the Megatron giveaway, where I was going to try, where I actually had purchased 2 sets of the leader class Megatron. So I've got one loose and one in box, and I was going to try and get the upgrade kits for them. I might still get the DX9 upgrade kit, I'm not sure, but as of right now, it's probably not likely, just because I have a Polyon and I don't want to spend a lot of money on this. So yeah, it was a complete total bust. One guy wanted to put in $10 and one guy wanted to put in $5. The $5 one was MP Collector, and I do apologize. I didn't get that notification that you put on the video until today, and I was like, oh, hey, look. So I pretty sure I responded to you. Okay, I got it Saturday. Today's Saturday for me. I'm recording this for Sunday. So yeah, $15. We needed 115. Didn't even come close to it. Nobody seemed interested. I got a lot of messages from people that said, well, I would do it, but I already got a Megatron in the DX9 kit, or I already got a Polyon, so there's no point to do it. So I was like, yeah, whatever. So yeah, that one's out. I'll probably be taking that one Megatron that's still in box back. See if I can pick up some other things. So yeah, that's what's going on there. I have announced on my Facebook page, if you guys don't follow it, it's in the link below. But I am going to be doing the Perfect Effect Leonidas, and I've already got I just got a notification right before I started doing the video, so I'll send him an invoice in the morning, but I've already got let's see, $40. We need 180, so I already got $40 within the last. Oh no, $50. O Town Boy, I believe, is probably going to get in on this one too. Anyway, so we need 180. That covers the $150 figure plus $15 for shipping to me, $15 shipping to you. Again, everything is on the Facebook page, so link down below. Check it out if you're interested in Leonidas. Now, please email me on the either message me on the Facebook page, friend me on Facebook, because I'm linked right there. It's just John Garinger. You'll see my profile picture. You'll know who it is. Message me through Facebook. Message me through the page, or send me an email at johngaringer@gmail.com. I know a couple people have been emailing me to my Yahoo page, which I don't know how they got the Yahoo, but it's not that hard to figure it out. johngaringer@yahoo.com. But I don't check my Yahoo very often because everything's done through Gmail now. Only thing attached to my Yahoo accounts are old bills that I have to pay every now and then. So don't message me through there. Don't message me through YouTube, because I don't see those messages very often, and when I do, it's usually weeks later And I'm like, oh, hey, look, I have a message here. And don't put it in the comments because, again, I don't see them anymore. So until that's fixed, don't do that. But yeah, just send me an email. That way I can get your email address to send the PayPal invoice again. And don't take it personally if I don't remember your email address, because since I started doing this, plus all my sales, I probably have had probably close to 100 different people's emails in my PayPal accounts. So it's kind of hard to keep track who's who. And that's why I've been posting, like, whoever puts in money to the giveaway on the Facebook. I've been posting it there just so I can keep track. Even then, I mess up a little bit here and there. But anyway, so email me, message me on Facebook. Don't do anything on YouTube. Don't do anything on Yahoo. I won't see them right away. I won't always know what they are. Half the time, it's like, oh, I got a message on Yahoo. Delete. I don't even look at it. I just delete it because it's usually spam. My Gmail, I don't get the same kind of spam that I do on Yahoo. So anyway. So yeah, Leonidas. It's a figure that a lot of people have actually requested me to do. But it's actually a figure I have zero interest in. So if we don't get this money up for the giveaway, I'm not getting him. I have no interest in him whatsoever. The Japanese Beast War figures are cool and all, but Leo Prime was never like, oh man, I need to get this, and having a updated version from Perfect Effect for $150 is not necessarily something I'm like, yes, about. It's kind of a, oh, hey, there's that. The only thing I see when I see it and I think about it is, well, maybe they'll actually do some good Beast War figures at some point. Anyway, so moving on. So I do apologize about last week. Also, there were a ton of technical difficulties and work difficulties. That's why some of the videos were delayed. I thought I had posted 2 videos last Sunday, but then it turns out they didn't go through for one reason or another, so they didn't go through till Monday. I have no idea what was going on with that. It's just been chaos with stuff like that, and work's just been nuts. Thankfully, I finally got somebody hired and trained. It takes about 3 weeks to train somebody, so I finally got somebody hired and trained. She's going to start taking some of my shifts, and I should go back to a 40-hour work week. Oh my god. It's very hard to continue doing the YouTube channels when I'm doing a 40-hour, or when I'm doing more than 40 hours. I've been doing almost 80 hours. So it's very hard for me to keep up. I have I get home, I get off work and I'm exhausted, and it's like, okay, do a video real quick. That's why some of my videos lately haven't had the same oomph. Anyway, except for Marvel Legends, I've been really into those lately. So, speaking of Marvel Legends, that's what the rant of the week is. I'm going to talk about Marvel Legends. I know it's not Transformers stuff, but that's the thing that's been bugging me lately. And it's Marvel Legends then versus now, similar to the Hasbro or Transformers then and now. But this is, more importantly, Toybiz versus Hasbro, and the differences of their companies. Now, some of their differences are good. Hasbro is, for the most part, doing a great job. But there are a few things that really kind of bug me. Let me go grab something else real quick. never mind. I can't find any. Anyway, what I was going to show you was one big difference between Toybiz and Hasbro was the fact that the original Marvel Legends figures came with comic books. Some of these comic books would showcase the character in question, and they actually do a lot. They did a lot better picking the comics than Hasbro does with the Combiner Wars or Generations line, because some of those Generations figures, it's like, yeah, Skywarp's in the comic. There in the background, you see him right there? Yeah, there's your Skywarp. And one panel, kind of shadowed out. That's what you get. But they would actually showcase the figure or the character. I don't know what happened to all my Marvel Legends comics, because I had a ton of them at one point. I have piles of comics. Huge comic fan from back in the day. I'm not too into the new stuff. A lot of those big story arcs kind of wore me out. I've followed them, but I haven't really collected them as much as I should have. But anyway, that's one of the main differences. They used to come with comics. They don't anymore. I think that's a really, really big disappointment, because I really enjoyed being able to flip through an old comic book from back in the day about a character that I just bought, so that if I don't know the character, I can read up on him and be like, oh, hey, so that's who Abomination is, or that's who the 2099 Hulk, or I guess it was actually Hulk in the future or something, I don't know. Those kind of characters, those obscure characters, I don't know enough about. And I was able to just pick up the comic book and be like, okay, this is who it is. I get it now. I understand. I'm on board. This is awesome. Or, oh, so that's who it is. Ooh. I don't know what happened to all those comic books. Maybe I just threw them out or sold them or something. I don't know. The figures themselves have changed a lot as well. So, going past the comic book. So that's a huge difference, though. So I've got a few figures just off the top of my head that I wanted to show off. Like, this is the original Marvel Legends. Actually, this was Spider-Man Classics, because it was Spider-Man Classics before it was Marvel Legends. The first Spider-Man Classics had, like, Spider-Man, Man-Spider, black-suited Spider-Man, and I think the Rhino, which was a really bad representation of the Rhino. And then it switched over to Marvel Legends soon afterwards. There was 2 exclusives to the Spider-Man line that went to KB Toys, if you guys remember KB Toys. Or maybe, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was KB Toys. That came with Spider-Man 2099 and the Scarlet Spider. Now, these figures were just direct repaints of the Spider-Man figures. So, like, here is the Hasbro version, and here is the Marvel version. So they're both great versions. This one is superior in the fact that of the paint scheme. The metallic blue looks gorgeous. And he's actually got the spikes on the arms. I believe this guy actually did come with a cape, but he's got the cape, more of a hard plastic cape. So that's pretty cool. I do dig that. They did lose a little posability with him. Like, he's got foot articulation here. His fingers articulate. His don't. Outside of that, they're pretty close on par with articulation. He's got the ab crunch that's more of a circular ab crunch that actually is more realistic than his, which is just up and down. So there's that. Little bit of posability difference. Design quality is a little different. Sometimes Hasbro knocks that out of the park. Sometimes they fail flat. And there's a reason for that, and I'll get into that in a minute. But like the first few figures that they put out, like they did, I remember seeing this was the exact moment when I said, nope, done with Marvel Legends. Was when I saw the original Hasbro Punisher. The peach on the skin was so off. It was not realistic looking. And that's how all of the human characters that had skin exposed looked like, and it just was, it was so off that I was like, no, this doesn't look like a good toy. it looks bad, and I didn't want anything to do with them. Here's a good example. Kind of had this kind of peach tone that this little Wolverine had. Now imagine that on a Marvel Legends figure that's large. It was very, very noticeable, and I did not like it. Also, I didn't like the fact that it didn't come with comic books. Now, there's also the price difference, and I understand that the cost of doing business, money, with the rising price of petroleum, makes plastic more expensive. And because of that, the cost of the toy has to go up. I get that. It's not that I don't get that. I said this in the Hobgoblin video that, when this guy first came out, it was $7.77. That's how much the original Marvel Legends figures were for a very long time. They were less than $8. They eventually went up to about 10 while I was still collecting them, but actually I think they went up to 12. But still, they were still affordable. And I'm not saying the new stuff isn't affordable, but this guy being $20, that's a huge jump. You could definitely see the quality on this one, that it's worth $20, and this one's worth more like $8. But at the time, as time progressed, because he's a gem when it comes to this Hobgoblin wave that I had. He's a true gem. I really like this figure. There's one other figure in the line that it was really good, but the rest of them are really subpar. The Daredevil was the Anti-Venom. I won't go into too much of him until I do the review, but this is I don't want anything to do with this. I only got to finish the wave. The Spider-Girl and Spider-Woman are again like meh. The Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099 are awesome. I really like these figures. They're really good. And that's the next one. It's like yeah, this guy is really good. I really like him. And here is the Toybiz version. So they're both really good versions of Spider-Man. He has removable hands and a removable head that you can switch out. He's got the actual posable fingers, so you can do the web slinging. So it's like you win some, you lose some. Because I kind of like this feature, but at the same time, it's awesome that he can just change them out. Because I kind of get bored of posing them with the web spinners or the web shooting out. Other than that, the figures are pretty close to being good. As good as each other. This guy's got a little bit more vibrant red. This guy's got a little bit more darker red. But other than that, they're really good figures. One big difference, though, here we've got the original Spider-Man from Marvel Legends. Now, the big difference on him, not only is he's got a lot of the same posability as the other ones, and he also came with a cloth cape, but the webs are etched in. They're all sculpted in, which is really nice. It makes him really stand out. I really like that. The fingers, though, are a little annoying because they tried to make all the fingers articulated, and I don't think that worked at all. The only way to really pose him is close him up and pretend it's a fist. Outside of that, he's an excellent figure. So there's that. I think I'm going to switch him to my Spider-Man in my reviews because he seems pretty stable. Anyway, outside of that, it's like the designs are both pretty top notch. Now, one problem, though, a big problem that Hasbro has over Toybiz, because Toybiz got this right, and that's individual molds. They were able to sell their figures at $7.77. I'm not making that number up because I was like, oh hey, I paid all my bills. I have $8 left. I can go buy this figure because it's only $7.77 and there's going to be a 4.5% tax on it. So I was like, yes, I had just enough, after bills and stuff like that, to go hunt down one figure I didn't have. And that was great because I was able to buy a new figure almost every week or so, with my money left over, and be able to get a new figure every single week. Sometimes it was a figure I didn't really want, but sometimes it was a figure that's like, yeah. But that's a huge, huge. The huge thing about it though is the fact that Toybiz, for the most part, made new molds for each figure. Even if they're making the same character again, it was a new mold. Sometimes they would have exclusives, like they had the Daredevil figure, which was released as Classics Daredevil, comic book Daredevil, but then was also retooled and used as the movie Daredevil. And then it was also retooled again to do comics Daredevil with the mask pulled back. They did the similar thing with Captain America. They had a Captain America, and then they had a Captain America Red Skull 2-pack with the Captain America's hood pulled back. Hobgoblin, the original Hobgoblin, the demon-possessed Hobgoblin, was repainted as Green Goblin at one point, with new head, no cape, new glider. So that was pretty cool that they would do stuff like that. So they would recycle some molds here and there, but that's the key word, here and there. Every single Hasbro figure that they're putting out now is going to be reused as a generic body number 7 or 2 or 3. I didn't know this until I had all the figures in hand, but Spider-Man 2, I should have seen it, but Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Man, same figure, same mold, only different. He's got different forearms, different head sculpt, and he's got the cape. Other than that, they're identical in every way. They're the exact same figure. I watched Bobby Skullface's review the other day of the Walgreens exclusive Ant-Man, and again, that's the Spider-Man mold. Excuse me. The Daredevil figure. They're saying people. I thought it was the Punisher, but I guess it's generic body that started with like a Captain America Bucky figure. So we get that one reused over and over and over again. The Anti-Venom figure. He's got arms that are pretty much for Anti-Venom. He's got this little piece here that comes off. So it just plugs in the back. I think a lot of these figures have these holes. And he's got a different head. I don't know what other figures this one's been used for, but I can promise you this one's been used for a lot of other figures, because this almost doesn't match the arms. It's kind of off-putting, because it almost looks like this is supposed to be like boots and stuff like that. And it's Anti-Venom. He doesn't have boots, as far as I know. So I don't get it. It doesn't work well for this figure. The Spider-Girl and Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl went AWOL, but they're the same molds with different hands and head. So we're just getting the same mold over and over and over and over and over again. Thank you, Hasbro, for reminding me how much fun repaints are, and no matter what I collect. I don't think they do with the Star Wars series, do they? Do they just repaint the same mold over and over and over again? Or is Star Wars one of those sets that is like, yeah, we'll give them new molds because they're more important? Because Transformers aren't important, Marvel Legends aren't important. This was a line that for a long time, when I was first into it, was huge. People were going everywhere. I was searching all over the state. I literally all over the state looking for certain figures. And I was having a blast with it. I had gotten a few figures here and there from the first few sets until they did the Sentinel series. Then I bought the whole series twice, so I can have 2 Sentinels. Then there's the Apocalypse series. I got all of that. I've got most of Mojo series. I kind of gave up on that. I got all Giant Man series. I got all Galactus series. I was just picking up figures every chance I got. Legendary Rider set. I got the whole set there. I was having a blast with them. I had a huge collection, and I can tell you right now, most of these figures were not recycled. They were all unique molds to themselves. Aside from, here and there with like Spider-Man, because of course you're going to repaint Spider-Man as black suit Spider-Man. That makes sense. But Hasbro's like, oh hey, Ant-Man is a small scrawny guy. Let's give him the Spider-Man body. It's like, oh no, that's Spider-Man's body. Ant-Man needs his own body. And then, having Anti-Venom, obviously generic male hero or body type number 7 or whatever. I think he's a failure for that, but I think he's a failure as a character too. So maybe there's that. So it's just ridiculous to see so many repaints and reuses of the same mold. Yeah, they retool the hands and heads, but it gets redundant real quick. And I'm just now getting back into the Marvel Legends figures. I had a friend send me all those ones that I've been unpacking. And most of those are Toybiz, and that got me back, revitalized my want to be in this collection. And then I start collecting this set, and I buy 6 figures. We've got Daredevil, which is subpar. You got Anti-Venom, which is meh. You got the good Spider-Man, but they're the same body, and the 2 Spider-Women, or Spider-Women and Spider-Girl, which are the same body. So, I mean, I feel like I feel like I wasted my money on the Spider-Woman, and Spider-Girl, and while I like the 2 Spider-Man, it's like, whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. They're cool, but I would have loved to have a whole new mold for each one, because they are different characters. It's not Spider-Man and Black Suit Spider-Man, or Spider-Man and Scarlet Spider. Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099, completely separate entities. Similarities, yes, but they're not the same. They're not the same. So, it's a little disappointing, to say the least. I'm not too thrilled with that aspect, the raising the price, and it's one of those, you can't raise the price, drop a huge aspect of the set, and then just recycle everything. You gotta pick one. You can't do all 3, and actually all 4. We're getting to the last one, the big one, in a second here. But I mean, seriously, we'll finish up the recap here in a second. And then the last thing, the thing that really bugs me more than anything else, and it shouldn't, but it does, because I started collecting Marvel Legends when it was good. I have hopes for the next the Rhino Build-A-Figure wave, because I am excited for some of those figures. I'm sure it's all just going to be straight repaints again, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. But this right here is what I'm talking about. This is the big problem with Marvel Legends figures these days. Some people are willing to take that hit, but I don't think we should take this big of a hit. Okay? So here is the leg of a Sentinel. This is a piece of a Build-A-Figure from back in the day. This is bigger than the entire Build-A-Figure now. It's got more weight to it, it's bigger, and it's got some incredible paint detail. I mean, this thing's all tarnished. It's got some silver paint strewn through, like it was painted blue, and things just kind of scraped off. It's got the nice wire detailing in there. This thing is just awesome. And this is a leg. One single leg. It's got the good paint going on. They put some time and care into this thing. He's got a little ankle tilt. The big, heavy double ratchet knee. And you plug together just like you do the new ones, but and this would come with, I think this piece, actually I think it was a chess piece, but would come with a Marvel Legends figure. Okay, this would come in the package with the Marvel Legends figure and the comic book. See what I'm getting here? See what everyone now that's collecting it just now got into it. See what you guys are missing here? Because at the end of the day, this, who is just incredible, I will be doing a review on this thing very soon. Unfortunately, it's already put together, so I can't put it together on screen, but I will do a review on the Sentinel. Just because it's a good figure, and I highly recommend you guys pick one up. Because you're never going to get one with Hasbro doing this. Unless they just release a new Sentinel that's cheaper and light and hollow and maybe neon green, and maybe they can fuck up the elbows. Wait, no, that's Devastator. I'm sorry. No, you guys probably won't ever see this guy. I doubt. Or a good representation of him anyway. So yeah, he's big, he's bulky, and he came free with the Marvel Legends figures of the past. Build a figure now, build a figure then. You see my problem here? That's a huge difference in figure and quality. I'm not knocking the Hobgoblin, because like I said, I like the Killer Croc Goblin. He's got some joint issues and stuff like that, and the design is not the design I would like, but at the same time, I would take the Sentinel any day of the week over the Hobgoblin when it comes to this size and the cost, because this figure came with the set itself was 6 figures. So there's 6 figures to build the Sentinel. Let's round it up. Let's say $10 a figure. This thing costs $60 plus you got 6 Marvel Legends. This costs $120 and you get 6 Marvel Legends. 2 are the Spider-Man body and 2 are the woman body. So you're only getting 4 molds. 4 molds for this for $120. 60, 120. Do the math. So, just to recap everything that has happened. Marvel Legends have gotten over twice as expensive. They lost the comic books. They dwarfed the Build-A-Figures, and they recycle the molds. So what the hell, Hasbro? I mean, you cannot do all of those. For all the Transformer fans out there that watch my videos, if you're still watching this, maybe you are, maybe you're not. But as bad as we're getting it with Transformers, the Marvel Legends line is getting it worse. Yes, we're getting a little bit better paint detail here and there, and yes, we're getting a little bit better molds, but they're reusing them more than they are the Transformer line. It's gonna get bad. I'm gonna get really annoyed, and I'm probably gonna end up selling everything at some point because I'm gonna get pissed off with it. As of right now, I'm still having some fun with it. I'm gonna get the Rhino Build-A-Figure because the Rhino looks cool. Scarlet Spider's always been my favorite version of Spider-Man, so I have to get Scarlet Spider. I think it's coming with Kraven and Chameleon and some actual characters. And that's the other thing. Another thing that's kind of bugging me. In the Onslaught series, which was the villain series, in the original one, you'd get Green Goblin. Green Goblin. And I love the Green Goblin, but you got a great representation of the Green Goblin. But then there was an exclusive, and these were the chase figures. These were the ones that were hard to find. You had Green Goblin without a mask. And he's holding the mask. That was cool. Now it's like the Daredevil. You know, somebody pointed out that they are doing the Classics Daredevil figure as a Walgreens exclusive. So that means I have to hunt him down in Walgreens and spend the whatever amount that they want to charge, because sometimes I've seen them up to $30 at Walgreens. And will it come with a Build-A-Figure piece for the Hobgoblin? Oh joy, I'll have another Hobgoblin leg or arm. Yay. So, yeah, I don't know. I think Hasbro, with their tactics, is really starting to become one of my least favorite companies again. You know, I try to keep coming back to them, and it's just not happening. Takara still does an amazing job when they release figures. When they release their own figures, not when they release repaints of other people's figures. But I am getting really, really annoyed with this lately. Unfortunately, Marvel is really, really one of those stickler companies. They will never, ever, ever allow anybody else to make their Marvel figures. They won't let that sneak out with a third-party company. I don't think there's going to be enough interest in a third-party Marvel Legends figures. Probably not at all. And let alone their parent company, Disney, would, just by saying their name, I think they're going to take my video down. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words and disappointed. Disappointed is probably the biggest one. You know, on the surface, I was having fun collecting this wave. I was like, yeah, this is cool. This is cool. And then once I had everything in hand and started really looking at it in comparison to what we used to get, it's just like, this isn't the same. I mean, the argument can be made that Transformers, yeah, they've gotten more hollow and all that stuff, but at least they're still coming with comic books, which they didn't used to. At least they... so much loss going from Toybiz to Hasbro, and that sucks. It sucks to think that Hasbro is ruining a line that used to be really awesome. And I say ruining, but it's been a long time since they were doing that, since I was collecting it. So that's my own fault for being out of the game for as long as I have been. But yeah, the new stuff is so much more disappointing than the old stuff. I guess that's it. I'm done ranting. I'm done. Let you guys go.